Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel, Tomcat Stitchery. I'm Whitney and I'm in the filming studio. However, drywall's done. It may still sound very echoey in here because I don't have all of my stuff in here yet. We're going to be painting, so this wall will not be staying this color. It will be turning a cream so that I can better show things off on this wall. But yes, we're still in progress. So if it's sounding echoey, I apologize. I am aware of it, and things should get better as soon as I bring all the stuff back in, the fabric, just all the things. I might even be putting some tiles on the wall to like help with sound. So I apologize for the echoey sound right now. But I have got a great video for you guys today. It is the newest Cashmerette Club pattern for February. I was one of the collaborators on it back in, let's see, September and October. I was a collaborator for the Stanton expansion and the Ligon robe, and then this pattern. But they decided to push this pattern until February to be February's club pattern, or at least, or maybe it was always that plan. I was under the impression I was doing September, October, November, but then they had a couple of other patterns that happened in there, so obviously this one's February's. So I've had this in my closet since October and have in fact been wearing it and can't wait to tell you about it. But before we get into that, today is Friday, and today's Love Notions Feature Friday pattern is my favorite Love Notions pattern. It is the Metra Blazer. Folks, it is on sale for $5 today only. Tom 10 gets you an additional 10% off. If you don't have this in your stash, you need to go buy it right now. It is the best pattern. It is like the best of both worlds between, it's a knitted blazer basically. I personally love the shawl color version. I've made 3 of them. I've made a cream one, a red one, and then a plaid one, all out of Ponte. It just, for me, it crosses or hovers the line between a cardigan and a blazer. So it's polished and put together, but still very, very comfortable. I absolutely love all 3. It goes together, for the type of pattern it is, it goes together really quickly. There's only, I think, like 4 or 5 pattern pieces. It's a very easy pattern to do. And there is a class that's just been released on it as of today, as of you're watching this. So if you are wanting to get in on that, you can head on over and use the code. My code will not work for the class, but because right now the class comes bundled with the pattern. So if you buy the class, you get the pattern for free. I think it's for the next few days. So they can't stack codes. So there's a code to get the pattern for free. So if you buy the class. So anyway, you can't get the extra 10% off on that. But if you just want to buy the pattern, you can use the Tom 10 and get the 10% off. I do have an affiliate link for the class if you're interested, and it is a great deal because you get the pattern for free. So that is everything to do with the Metra Blazer. Definitely go grab it if you don't have it in your stash already. I just wear them all the time. And I've only, let's see, it's only been a year since I made my first one, and yes, it is such a fabulous topper layering piece. Love it. Okay, now let's get into my Murcot vest. All right, so like I mentioned, Cashmerette reached out to me and quite a few other people about collaborating with some of their club patterns, so we could just make it up and then have them to show off when the patterns were released. So I did the Stanton expansion pack, which is like my favorite Cashmerette pattern, and then the Ligon robe. I made 2 of those, and then the Murcot vest was the last one. I was so excited about this pattern. So it is, comes in Cashmerette's regular size range, the 0 to size 32, with C to H cups included in all of those sizes. It features, well, it's a quilted vest, but you don't have to make it quilted. You can either use pre-quilted fabric, you can quilt it yourself, or you could just line it and not quilt it if you didn't want to. But I'm going to walk you through some of the ins and outs of the pattern. I just thought I'd throw it on myself instead of putting it on Lena or Sally. But let's walk through some of the wonderful, because it is lined. So, but you don't have to quilt the outside is what I was trying to say. It's a lined vest. But let's walk through some of the ins and outs. Okay, So for my fabric, I used a pre-quilted fabric. This is from Minerva, and you're actually gonna see this fabric again. I've made Jenny a jacket out of it, so you'll be seeing this again. And what's wonderful about this is that it was two-sided. Now you're not gonna be able to see the other side because this is a lined vest, but if you were doing something unlined, and I did Jenny's jacket unlined, it's actually the Kimball jacket. But that's coming. I made her a bomber jacket, also a Cashmerette Club pattern. That'll be coming sometime in February. But this is two-sided. It's orange on one side and brown on the other. And it is a cotton, I think it was, gosh, it's almost like a gauze, like a cotton double gauze, already pre-quilted. And then again, the back side is brown. So it's like 2 layers of this double gauze quilted with cotton wadding in between. And it was wonderful to work with, and it was so easy because you didn't have to do your own quilting. It made it very, very quick and easy. It comes lined, so you make it lined. I used this satin backed flannel from my stash. I think this is also called kashi lining. I really wanted to make this a warm vest, so not really a puffy vest, kind of though, because it does have. It's 2 layers of fabric quilted with, I think it's cotton batting. It may be poly though, to be honest. And then it's got the layer of the lining. So it is a thicker vest. Perfect for right now. We've been really, really cold, and then today it's up in the mid to high 40s. So this is the perfect transitional piece to be wearing. Or if you have more mild winters, it's a great little layering piece. I'm just loving mine. It features this wonderful welt pocket that was really easy to construct per Cashmerette. Their instructions are always so good. I lined it with some, just some fabric from my stash that's like a real sturdy cotton. That's just my preference with pockets, and I love how those turned out. Now for the snaps, I just did some heavy duty snaps from my stash. I'll link them down below. They're from Wawak. I buy the little tool that comes with them, which is just an anvil and another little piece, and I just use a hammer. So it's a very, you don't have to get like a press or a setter or anything for these. It's just these little pieces that you use with the hammer. Makes it very easy. I'll link them down below. They're kind of my go-to with snaps. It features the princess seams, again with the cup sizes, and then it's got some, it's got the single piece in the back, and then the armbands are finished with kind of a bias finish, which here, let me take this off so you can see. Which I cut out of my lining fabric. So that's actually bias tape that goes around the edge to finish off your armholes. So your pattern gets tacked, well it gets bagged with the collar and the hem and all that kind of stuff, but then you turn through one of the sleeve holes, and then the sleeves get, not sleeves, the armholes get finished off with the bias binding. So it's a very easy way to do finishes. And then I top stitched all around the perimeter, and I think a nice hefty top stitch looks really nice on that fabric. It's got the little stand-up collar. The pattern is released with a couple of different sewing, or a knitting, gosh darn it, quilting patterns that you can use to give you some different looks, but it's a great opportunity to do a little bit of quilting. And I mean, check back on Tuesday. I have been delving, not into quilting, well, I have been delving into quilting, but in garments. So I've got another fun garment to show you on Tuesday, but it's just a lot of fun. Again, this was pre-quilted, so I didn't really do quilting with this one, but I'm finding that it's kind of therapeutic and fun to quilt a couple layers together. And you can use some really beautiful cotton lawns that are out there and quilt those to something with a little more substantial in the back and have a really fun puffy vest, basically. It's just a really beautiful pattern, goes together really nicely, and another really great layering piece. So this is kind of the video for great layering pieces. Anyway, this fabric does come, the pre-quilted. I don't know that this color is still available to me. Maybe it is. I feel like the color I chose for Jenny, though, might not be. I don't know. It comes in a few different colors. I will leave the fabric link down below. It came from Minerva. I know someone's going to ask me how I pre-treated the fabric, so I didn't. I didn't wash it. I didn't do any of that. You probably could have serged off. You'd have to serge off all 4 sides. finish those off together. Otherwise your wadding would go everywhere because the wadding comes out on the sides from the fabric because it's been quilted together. So you would want to finish everything off with the serge, and then you could probably wash and dry it. I just figured it's a vest, I'll spot clean it, and then if it just gets to a point where it's filthy, I'll just take it to be dry cleaned. I don't dry clean a ton, but with outerwear pieces like this that might need to be dry cleaned once a season, I will do that. So I did not wash it, I just sewed it as is, and no, I'm not worried about anything shrinking or any of that if I take it to get dry cleaned. So I know I'll get those questions. Anyway, it's just a really lovely layering piece, and I love it. It goes perfect in my winter capsule. I wasn't able to show this to you guys, but there is a vest in the winter capsule right now, and this is perfect for me. It's a great neutral for me. I say neutral, it's a rust, but it kind of goes, I mean, I'm wearing it with camel, so it's all very monochromatic, and yeah, one of my favorite warm colors to wear. So there we have it, guys, the new Murcot vest. This is available at all levels of the Cashmerette Club. This is February's pattern. So if you are interested in the lower tiers of the club, you'll need to sign in at least for this month to get the pattern. But it's a great one. Definitely worth price of admission for at least a month of the club. I have been very pleased with the club, though. I've been a member since its inception last February, and just have really loved the patterns. I mean, have all of them been like, oh my gosh, I love that? No, but I've tried almost all of them now, and I would have, and I haven't made them all for myself, but I think I've tried almost all of them now, and I've been very, very impressed with all of them. So just some basics that I didn't really even realize I needed in my wardrobe. So there we have it. All right, guys, that's all I have for today. I hope you have a wonderful Friday. We're going to be painting. That is our plans for the weekend. I'm really hopeful to have a sewing room tour for you guys next week. I think I can make that happen, so stay tuned for the final reveal of my, well, my sewing room hasn't really changed much, but my final reveal of my filming studio, and I'm excited to show you guys that. All right, that's all I've got for today. Have a good weekend. I'll see you on Sunday. Bye.